to West Africa, Liberia, Grand Gedeh County, Twarbo District, Twarbo Region.
Why?
By the grace of God, when we go, we'll try to open a school. When everything is done, we just go cross our finger for that. So that's why we are going there.
Isaac Mona grew up like many Liberian boys in a remote village in the jungle. Early on, he spent his days helping his family farm the small plot of land they'd cleared in the bush. Or he hunted for game, small deer or monkeys mostly. Later he lived with relatives in Monrovia, trying to get an education, because there was no school near his village. But all of that ended in 1989. A series of military coups and uprisings began a 14-year cycle of civil war, plunging the country into darkness. Roads were bombed. Any building taller than one story was repeatedly hit with grenades and mortar fire. Bridges were destroyed. Critical infrastructure, including radio stations, telephone networks, the electrical grid, all were destroyed. The country descended into chaos. Isaac was able to escape most of the violence. One of his brothers wasn't so lucky. At the age of 14, he was shot in a schoolyard with his classmates as they tried to flee a militia attack. The militia was hunting the jungles for new boys to conscript into their armies. Isaac and his brothers left, fleeing to Ivory Coast and later Ghana, with waves of other refugees. There he finally went back to school, eventually graduating from the 12th grade. And he met an American named Scott McGraw, setting the stage for his trip to America. While Isaac started a new life in the United States, Liberia staggered back from the brink of ruin. With the concerted efforts of the United Nations and the unwavering voices of countless Liberian mothers and daughters, a fragile peace emerged in 2005. It's a peace founded on the country's new democratic process and elected leaders. And it's providing the groundwork for new growth and development, especially in Monrovia and major cities. The outskirts of the country, however, remain untouched.
Yeah, I think like in Africa, for example, people do this type of project to make themselves rich. And but for us that we are trying to do it to be able to help people that are really in need. And those people that are in need, they don't have the opportunity to come in the city to go to school. So they're always like going around in poverty, the poverty circle just going around. It's never broken. And, so by doing this, for me, it's a passion for me because it will help other people like me in the way I grew up. I was born, I never thought about being one day, but being here, I always think about this life I used to live before. So by building the school and also trying to see how the school can sustain itself.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monrovia's airport. It's now 5:30 p.m. local time and the outside temperature is 29 degrees Celsius. Please remain seated and keep your seatbelt fastened until we reach our final parking position and the fasten seatbelt signs.
So this is John, and this is Isaac.
Hi.
And there's the truck. After a night of being stuck and pulled, and we are currently in Tapida. Trying to figure out what our next move is going to be. Hopefully that is to get to Zwedru. It's now, I don't know, what's today?
Friday.
Friday.
Is it Friday? Yep. Oh.
And that's about the state of things.
I used to go to school here. They usually from there and go all the way out there. Successful people define it a different way. For me, is that if you get, I'm not down there, I'm not successful, but at least God is blessing me. But one little thing God giving me, if I can be able to come back to my root, to be able to help those children, so that the things that I went through, they can go through it. And I want to make the company that we're living in today make it successful. There are people that are willing to help the school to be more advanced, or, help the students. You cannot help every student, but you can help the school that can help the student to learn better. So for me, is that I just thank God for the people that go in my way, and also those that are praying for me, that praying for the project, and are also giving. Those people that help you, they are not rich, but they are just people who want to make a difference.
And so, after 17 years and across 5,000 miles, Isaac returned to his roots, to the people who knew him, who had raised him only to let him go in fear for his life. He returned to a modest house in the jungle on the outskirts of Zia Town, where his parents and siblings were miraculously alive and well. He returned to share his vision and dream with the support of friends and the prayers and blessings of a small church on the east side of Cleveland. And he returned with the conviction that what the people in this remote corner of Liberia needed most was a school.
It's very clear what the Holy Spirit wants. Isaac left here in 1990, and somehow he ends up in South Euclid, Ohio, and walks past our church and decides to go in and see what it's about, and this project is the result of that. God is not being mysterious here. He's telling us exactly what he wants.
Isaac began traveling to the nearby villages, 12 in all, and the people listened to him. Soon, word began to spread about the school. People walked from miles away to gather together and hear the dream, to discuss it and share it and make it their own. Village elders, young adults, men and women leaders alike came together to talk about how they could make this dream a reality. And in the end, they gave the only thing they had: land. 150 acres of land, to be exact. They worked with a surveyor from the government and deeded it legally to the school. Nothing like it had ever happened before. And then they formed a parent-teacher organization to help in the school's building and support. Over 60 parents came to the first meeting, sweating in the hot sun, but energized and excited about the work in front of them. This was their chance to put the dark memories of war behind them, to lay down distrust and fear and work together, to build something for the future, for their children's future, a future of prosperity and peace. They organized work crews to clear the land, hacking back the undergrowth with machetes, cutting down large trees. They worked tirelessly, hauling tree trunks, cutting planks and boards with a chainsaw, fixing rotted bridges, and paving the way for the school's construction. The rains caused problems, making roads impassable and causing the repaired bridges to rot again. But slowly, the school took shape. 2 buildings, with classrooms, an office, and a library. A house for the principal and teachers. A well, dug by a partner organization, the German aid agency Welthungerhilfe, also known as German Agro Action.
Also going to build within 90 days, but actually, it wasn't in 90 days. It took almost 3 years to build it. Yeah, because thing was so difficult because during the rainy season, the whole road was caught. You cannot transport anything. I'm so grateful to other organizations that came in to help, like the German Agro Action here in Liberia. They built all the wells, and now they're building the bridges, and other organizations trying to follow. So it was a big challenge, moving material.
In 2012, the Dougbe River School of Liberia opened to 76 students in preschool through the 7th grade. Children ran 2.5 miles to be the first through the doors, smiling, dancing, and laughing.
The green plant will take in what? That is given by the song. Then from the song, they where they go again. Okay. From the plant to human. Then how does this energy from the plant go to human?
The school offers an education across the whole range of college preparatory subjects, including science, math, history, English, and Bible. Within months after opening, it was recognized by the county education officer as the best school in the district for the quality of its instruction. By the second year of operation, the school's enrollment had doubled, and the balance of students had shifted to a majority of girls. It's now at capacity, unable to accept more students until additional teachers can be hired and dormitories built. At this point, the need far outstrips the resources, but the dream has become a reality, planting the seeds of hope and change. In addition to education, the school also provides 2 meals a day for the students. This allows the children to focus on their studies and minimizes the impact at home, where their families have to make do with fewer people to work on their own farms. The school cooks prepare a breakfast and a lunch of rice, vegetables, and meat, supplemented with peppers, cassava, and yams grown on the school's farm. A cafeteria and kitchen are part of the near-term plans, as soon as enough money is raised. But for now, they work from a crude wooden table, cooking in large pots over fires under a lean-to made from poles and a tarp. The support of donors has been critical to the school's success. Partner schools and school districts have donated school supplies, backpacks, and books. The Presbytery of the Western Reserve in the Presbyterian Church USA has named it a mission partner and offered ongoing assistance. Dozens of churches and hundreds of individuals have contributed gifts from $1 to thousands of dollars, generously giving of their resources. And each gift, large or small, has played a part in ensuring a brighter future for these students. The school's presence is sparking additional development as well. German Agro Action, the name for the German aid agency Welthungerhilfe in Liberia, has engaged in an ambitious project to develop the region's infrastructure. They've just completed work on the last of 7 concrete bridges across the many creeks and small rivers that thread through the jungle, replacing the wooden ones that frequently rotted through. These bridges are the first of their kind for this section of the country, and they make the area accessible to heavy trucks for the first time in the nation's history. As the school expands its reach, those most significantly impacted are girls. In less than a year, the enrolled student body shifted from a majority of boys to a majority of girls. This is good news, because research has repeatedly shown that there's no more effective way to lift people out of poverty than to educate them. And there's no more effective way to nurture the well-being of the family and communities than to educate the women in particular. The communities themselves are honoring their commitment to end the traditional practices of female circumcision and the arranged marriage of teenage girls. They're even modifying celebrations and rituals to stop emphasizing the segregation of genders, breaking down barriers, and creating new shared traditions. In a country notable in part for electing the first female head of state in Africa, its next generation of female leaders is growing and learning in Grand Gedeh County.
You know, so how do you feel?
Good.
Okay. Tug. Yeah, I know you get tug.
I feel good of this school. I very feel proud.
Yeah.
So what we gonna tell the people that are helping us to teach to pay the teachers? What message you have for them?
Then I pay our teacher good.
Uh-huh.
And I give them what they need. Because they can teach us good subject what we need.
Okay. Yeah, when I saw the school, I wish I was a little child to just leave from my mom's house in the morning and run to school, just sit there and listen to teacher. So even though I didn't get an opportunity to do it, I'm so happy. I'm so grateful to everyone that been helping me for this to happen. I'm so happy for the children. I'm so happy for their parents that they will always watch over their children and they'll be able to get the best education they can ever have. You know, so I'm happy. I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
You know, the children hope are already been left up. You know, like they want to go to school, and the other villages like that so far away, they want to bring their children to come to school. And I said there'll be a boarding school that those can come. And, you know, I'm scared that if I'll be able to get the money to build those dormitories for the children to come there and go to school. I'm scared that, you know, after opening the school, say, hey guys, you can't go because we don't have money to pay the teachers. Those things, you know, because like now it's real, it's working, and the children are happy. And, you know, and when we interview the children, they say, I want to be a dieter. The other boy said, I want to build road and bridges, you know. And like it's something that when I sit down, I'm thinking, can I really help this boy to achieve this dream? Will I be one of the person, you know, can we all help this child to be able to achieve this dream?
The summer of 2014 brought a tragic headline to the country of Liberia: Ebola. With over 9,000 deaths in West Africa, close to 4,000 of those in Liberia alone, the disease essentially brought the country to a standstill. In August, the president of Liberia, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, declared a state of emergency in the country and ordered that all schools remain closed to help contain the epidemic. But before the campus shut down, Last Mile Health, a community health agency partnered with the school, held clinics on Ebola awareness, as well as sanitation and hygiene instructions for the students. They were told to take these lessons home to their families and put them into practice immediately. In addition, the school responded to the crisis by redirecting funds from the meal program to provide 24 hand-washing stations and supplies, 2 for each village involved in the project. While some staff returned to their families for the duration of the crisis, others stayed on campus and continued teaching, taking schoolwork and lessons into the villages so the students wouldn't fall too far behind. In the face of all the fear and uncertainty, they remained steadfast in their commitment to the school and the students. The community likewise responded to the crisis, stepping even further into their support of the project. With supplies provided by the school, they built additional housing for the teachers. In May of 2014, they donated an additional 200 acres of land to the farm, making the school the largest agricultural site in the region. They harvested a crop of eggplants, peppers, okra, and other vegetables from the school garden, and cleared more land, bringing the total arable acreage to 10 acres. In October, they harvested a crop of rice and yams and built 2 storage sheds with additional materials provided by the school, ensuring that the crops will be kept safe until they can be used to feed the students or taken to the market to provide funds for the campus. German AgroAction has partnered in this portion of the project as well and pledged to support the expanding agricultural operations for the next 15 years. Already, they've provided fertilizer and pesticides and equipment to assist the farm in its beginning stages. And they're providing their expertise in planning the development of the rest of the land, as well as committing to the construction of latrines and another well on the campus. With this kind of participation and support from partners in the community, the school's future is being ensured brick by brick and plant by plant, and the goal of self-sufficiency is within reach. The people of Liberia have faced the shadows of war and disease, but they've remained strong and hopeful. And in Grand Gedeh County, they've worked together and held fast to one thing: faith. Their faith. Their faith in the miracle that is taking place around them. A miracle in which the jungle gives way to cultivated fields of vegetables and rice and yams. In which their children learn to read and write in a place that is set aside for them to grow and to thrive. It's a miracle that encourages children and parents alike to dream of a future in which these students become the engineers who design the bridges, the teachers who mold the next generation, the senators and presidents who work for peace, the doctors who keep the threats like Ebola at bay. And with the continued energetic support of the community, the ongoing development of the farm, and the financial support of donors, this garden school in the middle of the jungle will continue to grow and shine, driving back the shadows of the past and the present, flourishing from its roots to provide fruit for today and seeds for tomorrow.